Okay, so in the last COVID bill, they had 180 days to release a UFO report to the Congress. And like and that
Here
day,
we are.
That day is today, so we just figured we'd talk about like what they might be releasing and why, and like if they're actually going to release anything, and like what that means, I guess. Yeah,
Since it doesn't say anything, we got it.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
So do you think they're just gonna release like more of the same, like just it's like stuff that we can't identify, and like that's it, or like are they gonna elaborate?
I can't imagine there's gonna be anything besides that. Like,
I'm hoping there's gonna be more video and photographs than the ones that they released last year, the FLIR and gimbal video. More of that shit would be great.
Yeah, I think like those they said they had close-up photos like of those incidents that leaked. So like if they actually were able to like show some of those, like I think it'd be really good. Like even if it were just those incidents, like because they were already pretty interesting. So it's like anything closer up would have been.
I mean, if they got
nice.
a video, if they have like a photo of like close-up craft with a window and a little dude waving in it, that'd be great.
yeah.
Honestly, like
if they have thumbs.
People, I don't think really even give a shit about what they released or the fact that they're releasing anything. They could just have like a alien in a ship with a thumbs up, and people would be like, half the people would be like, it's fake, it's Photoshop.
Yeah.
It wouldn't impact anything anyway. Just release them.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No, I do think that like I was thinking about this too before. Like if they were to actually release something and it was that crazy, like it's like just this like squid and like a floating in a glass sphere or something like that. Like they like might just. I think. Do you think today that what the impact versus like 100 years ago would be like
way less.
Now like I feel like 20% of people might like be like, this is good enough for me to watch.
I think
then,
half
like,
the people aren't even aware that anything's being released anyway. They just don't know. Like my parents
don't
know.
It was on
That's
mainstream
really-
news though. My grandma mentioned
That's
it,
what's weird.
which
about
was
it.
weird. My
Yeah.
grandma and my aunt, who only they don't have like cell phones or
I bring it up
computers.
to everybody I meet.
Yeah.
And people
Right.
look
I make
at
it
me
a
like
point.
weirdo.
Yeah, no, you've got to do that. You got to spread the word.
Going to the grocery store takes an extra hour because you got to tell everybody.
But it's just like, I do think that like now just maybe just because of like movies and books and stuff like that, people are just like kind of like way more desensitized to anything like that. Even in the
Hollywood's been preparing us for this for years.
No. Like and that could just be like just like generally being like desensitized to it from seeing it so many times in popular culture, but it like I feel like, do you think the general interest is still there, like just like actually being like interested?
We looked
like,
it up on Google Trends, and it was like spiked like crazy throughout.
I think
that's true.
The
15
fact that
years
you're not
span.
a crackpot anymore for being into this
It's
stuff.
Right.
big.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty nuts. Like I remember being like in the 90s, like when we were kids and stuff, like
It was weird.
if
It
you would
was
talk
weird.
about stuff like that, people were just like,
fringe.
I don't know, yeah.
You're watching too much X-Files.
Yeah.
Well, have you guys had experiences at all? Like,
I wish, and I've never had.
right.
My
I've
family
never-
supposedly, so like I grew up with like my family saying like weird ass stories.
Yeah.
And when you're a kid, it's like I don't know.
I've never
don't-
had
I don't-
any paranormal experience at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
unfortunate.
So this
I've
is
been looking.
What about you guys?
well, yeah. There's
I
like
had never till I met this piece of shit. I feel like you're a magnet for bullshit sometimes.
that's probably true.
Oh yeah, I lied. I'll go after you though.
Oh,
Okay.
nice. Okay, yeah. Like no, like basically, well, there's some interesting like.
He's got a few, but we just had
like,
one like a week, 2
because
weeks ago.
yeah, no, it started like I think maybe,
Yeah, I think 2 weeks ago.
yeah, maybe 2
Sounds
weeks
accurate.
ago. But like I think the first weird thing that I saw related to this was like over by the river, like maybe like a year ago, like a year or two ago, like but there's like I was walking down Conklin Ave and there was a this orange like sphere floating over like this neighborhood, and it was coming down into the river area, and then it was like maybe 100 feet above me, and it didn't look like there was anything. It was like I was like, first thought is just like this is like maybe like a drone or something, like a traffic drone or something, like because it was the highway is right there, or like Vestal Parkway thing, like but the like it looked like gas, like with weird like just fluctuated, like almost like it just kind of looked like plasma or something.
Yeah, like a Kamehameha.
Yeah, no,
like energy, like you would envision energy.
But it was like it didn't look that big either, because it was like maybe like as big as like a beach ball or something. Yeah, but it was like
they're all lanterns.
Yeah, but it moved over.
Chinese lantern.
Yeah, no, it wasn't a Chinese lantern. I could see it clear enough to know that it like, because these are all the things that were running through my mind. But like then it went over the river and then in over the city and I tried to follow it until I couldn't see it anymore. But then like a couple weeks ago we saw the same thing, like it was farther away, but there's 4 of them. And it was
there were 4 orange lights like coming in and going out. It's very weird.
They were like in formation at one point, and they turned like this, and then they just like dimmed, and they went over. It was over the river, and then it was really bright in the beginning.
It was very bright.
Like, because this is like Penn Ave, right? Like,
yep, coming down
Penn Ave, and like over where the river is again, or whatever.
It would have been over the river.
Yep.
Park Ave or Penn Ave?
Is your mama?
People in
Park
LA
Ave.
don't.
Yeah, but
Park Ave. They're 2 streets that are parallel. We always get them mixed up.
But anyway, yeah, like we're looking down the street, and the river is down at the end of the street, like beyond, like there's some buildings, and then there's trees, and then there's the river. But like so this was farther away than the one that I saw before, but like it like was bright enough that like there's like cars coming in our direction and stuff. It was brighter than their headlights in the beginning, and then it turned and like they like
or something,
yeah, like, and then it like
it went to the side and then went behind trees,
and then we drove over there to see, and got out and went onto the bridge to see if we could see anything, and there's people out there and shit, and nobody was.
There were no helicopter sounds, or there was,
no,
because that's what I thought.
Yeah, we're like, it's either like a helicopter or it's like but it didn't look like a helicopter.
And it would have been big, like it would have been like bigger than a car.
It was
very confusing, and I had like nonstop goosebumps, and I like sent that to my family.
Bizarre,
I was like, it's proof, like I'm not crazy, like this is really weird.
Yeah, because like
look at these goosebumps.
Yeah,
it's hilarious too, because like we started preparing for like doing this podcast and stuff. We're like looking at stuff. And she's like, I wish I could see something.
Well, I was trying to manifest it when we were fishing that one time. I was really like, I won't take a picture, I promise. Like, just
and then
you're something.
You're like...
And I tried to take a picture, and my phone, it was just black. Like, I hit the photo button.
They're jamming your phone.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Well, dude, I hit it, and it was just black, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
She's like, and she just kept saying that. She's like,
I was
can't
like,
take
what
a
the
picture.
fuck?
And I was like, and you're like, I was trying to like, I wanted to see something like that. That was pretty weird, though, right? And I was like, yeah, it was really weird. Yeah, like
it's kind of awesome. You got to experience it.
It was really cool, like, because like the first thing that I saw like before, like I was just like, this is like, because it was like
a single light is more like it's just a drone or something.
But it was close enough. It wasn't a drone,
right?
It
but
was just like,
I feel like when you tell people about it, they're just
yeah,
like,
but it's
probably
still
a drone.
could have been, I guess. Like, but like just looking at it looked very bizarre. And
this
like,
could have been like 4 drones. I don't know.
That's also possible. Like, it just looked really bright. Yeah.
The thing though too with drones, like there's a lot of like I think they have to have like blinking.
There was nothing blinking. That's why I was like.
That's what I was talking about too. Like,
if it was a helicopter, it would have had to have.
All aircraft have to have those lights.
Anything licensed. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So like either it was somebody's hobby drones.
Or like some Lockheed test thing or something.
You follow the regulations.
Yeah. If you were to scale it, it was pretty large.
It would have been bigger than a car. Like, it would have been big.
If it was one object, yeah, it would have been big.
He thinks it might have been separate.
I think it might have been like multiple versions of what I saw, is like, and it might have been separate small things. Is kind of because I didn't looking at it. It didn't look like there was more to it. I was trying to like see.
I saw it. My brain saw it as like the classic shape of like 4 lights in a row.
It was in like a formation because it started out.
Was it just drifting, or did it actually move?
It moved.
It didn't
yeah.
move fast. Like I was like, man, I wish it like moved
Zoomed
really
off.
fast or something.
Yeah.
But like it just sort of, it was like this, but then like I think it went like that and sideways.
Yeah, and then like it just went out of view, and like
Behind
it got
trees.
less dim. or
And I
less
think
bright,
The lights
and
like
then
went off, but you could still see like a shimmer. I don't know what my brain actually saw because I was like
it was
freaking
pretty
out.
hard to like. Because
Yeah.
I was also driving, so I was trying to like get a
Not
better
crash.
vantage point without like being dangerous or whatever. But like but it was pretty interesting, and like so those are like the two weirdest things I've seen. You said you saw something as well.
Yeah, it's probably 2008, 2009 in Utica. We just got out of the car and we were walking into like going to this place to eat, and then just suddenly above the clouds, a spotlight shone down.
Oh, weird.
So
Oh,
like, and
crazy.
you could tell from the like, it was like a cone.
Yeah.
So the light was coming from above the clouds, but it was like a crazy fucking bright spotlight.
That's nuts. Yeah.
And it just was on, and so we stopped and we just watched it for a while, and then it just turned off.
Weird.
And it was like, you could tell it was super far away, but a normal spotlight from that far away, you wouldn't
be
see
that
it.
bright.
Like,
Yeah.
it was above the clouds, you could see it in the clouds, and then you could see it
Weird.
like the dust in the air. You could still see it go all the way.
That's weird.
Almost
yeah.
all the way to
That's
the
insane.
earth.
That's crazy.
And then we looked it up a few days later, and at the same time, people saw it in like Maine and stuff. So I don't know
Weird.
how far away
That's
it was
crazy.
and like how bright it was, but like, yeah.
Was it like
just,
a beam or like was it?
It was like
outward?
a regular like a incandescent light bulb kind of, like, it didn't seem like it wasn't like a big laser,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
spread just like
Okay.
a regular light would, like a spot. It was like a if
Weird,
there was a
yeah.
mile wide spotlight just
That's crazy.
in
Yeah.
the clouds that just turned on for 20 seconds or something.
That's weird.
And then turned off.
Like, and so that, and they had other people witnessed it in the area.
Yeah.
Like we were
Might have
looking.
been like Massachusetts or something, but like there were places that were pretty far away.
That's
like,
crazy. Like we were looking at like he found on Facebook actually, other people have seen the orange orbs or whatever.
They've seen the orbs
right
around
here
here
around
locally,
Over
the
the
river.
river,
Yeah,
yeah.
over the river.
Might be noteworthy to talk to them.
Yeah,
Sure.
and like
Yeah.
and your family.
It's like a localized phenomenon.
Yeah.
It goes back pretty far in Binghamton, actually.
Yeah.
Like, there's been sightings here for
Her
a long
family
time.
has seen the same thing. Like,
As a complete pessimist,
yeah.
it sounds like you're describing those Oriental lanterns.
Yeah.
No,
no.
It's a definitely
Or Earth lights.
doesn't look.
But
like
we've
fun,
set off
yeah.
those lanterns a lot
Yes,
up
we
at
have,
your
yeah.
house,
Yeah.
and I've seen them
Yeah.
like travel really
I've
far
seen them
away.
before.
This was a very bright.
Yeah, they
What
kinda
I saw
disappeared
in
Yeah,
Right.
that would be the
Yeah.
difference.
Yeah.
Is,
Yeah.
is the tone of the light.
There's
Yeah.
a soft
Yeah.
flickering. Like
You
we've
can
watched
see-
them go
Right.
so far.
Yeah.
These look like
This was like-
way different. I've seen
I've-
those before too. Yeah,
It was very weird.
it was very
Yeah,
bizarre.
yeah.
Yeah, like